this Super Saturday men's semifinals. Late arriving crowd, sold out Saturday. Andre Agassi, #1, the oldest man to proceed through the draw, 33. Oldest ever computer ranked #1 and oldest #1 seed in the Open era. Got enough of #1s. He's from Las Vegas, and
he got a lot of olds in there too.
That's right.
He's got 10 years on his opponent today. That could be a very big factor.
See, twice the champion. He has more hard court titles than anyone in history. 44 of his championships on the ATP circuit have been on hard court.
Did you notice his hat too, Dick? He's listening to you.
Yeah, fashion police got to him. No flap dripping off the back of the hat today.
You get results.
Power the microphone. The road to the semifinals has been quick for Agassi. He's been on court less than 10 minutes. His opponent 14 hours rather. 9 hours to 14 hours.
That's in.
And on the first point, you see how beautifully Ferrero moves.
He's also hitting that back end with more authority, as hard as he's ever hit it. He's not a big guy. It's 6 feet tall.
He's very fit, though. He used to just be a great mover. Now he's got much more. Much more. And he's going to try very hard to make Andre Agassi think he's got to play a higher risk game than he wants to play.
Just 23 years of age. He has 10 titles in his young career.
Ferrero's going to stand off and well behind the baseline. That's when Agassi wants to step in like he did there, find the angle. He's going to make Ferrero run, I can assure you. He's younger, yes, but he's had a tougher road to get here. Agassi played one straight set match against a very similar type opponent. Here's Juan Carlos's road, which has included a 5-setter over Todd Martin. And yesterday, a tough 4-setter with Hewitt. So that's 2 in a row. This is the 3rd day in a row he's going to have to go out and do it.
He's played 5 more sets than the world's #1. So that's another round, basically, that he's played to get here.
Breakpoint for Ferrero in this first game.
Another thing Ferrero has improved on is he's willing to stand in closer on the return, particularly the second serve.
And Ferrero, his spirits buoyed by capturing the opening game.
He looks fresh. The question is, can he keep it up? This level of play, this is a fantastic first game for Ferrero. I mean, he is toe-to-toe with Agassi, which is not easy.
Nicknamed the Mosquito. Although he told me, he said, I'm 23 now. I'm no longer the little mosquito buzzing around. I am Juan Carlos.
He's faster than Mosquito. I want to tell you that. I mean, he covered some territory to break Agassi.
Spain's #1 the last 3 years. Ferrero with a lot of talent, tennis talent from that country.
Juan Carlos Ferrero to serve.
A guy who grew up playing on hard courts. You see, he's comfortable with the movement now. You get the sense he actually believes he can do this. Let's not forget, if he wins this match, he's going to be ranked number 1.
Love 15.
What a chance for him.
His father, Eduardo, encouraged him to play the game of tennis at age 7. His dad is here, and he asked if he still coaches. He said, no, he just tells me what I do wrong after the match.
Sounds
Typical
like a coach.
dad, doesn't it?
Yeah, dad, exactly.
Agassi, who will be a dad for the 2nd time in a couple of months.
Speaking of being coached by his dad, I mean, he grew up at a young age. He started 2 years of age. His father, Mike, would hit balls with him relentlessly.
Well, that one fouled way back into the stands.
30.
Paraded him around Vegas, the term they used to have at Caesar's Palace, and got the pros to hit with him.
So from love 30, Ferrero to 40-30. I asked him what I asked Sampras, if his son decides that he really wants to be serious about the game, would he start him on a wooden racket? That's what Pete said he would do for his son. And he said, well, when I was 2, that's how I learned. I had to start with that. And the technique comes with being able to handle the wooden racket. Oh, Ferrero with the wrong foot, and he looks very sharp in a 2-love lead.
There's no question he's the quicker of the 2 players, and he's come out with a lot of confidence here. See, Agassi has to move quickly to cover all that court. He's wrong-footed.
Well, Agassi's going to try hard to change this from such an up-tempo match. This Juan Carlos Ferrero, not only are his feet quick, but his racket speed gives him so much variety as well, and plenty of power.
It's a little bit bigger version of what we saw yesterday with Corey.
This man's very fit.
Yeah, and he's healthy. That's the other issue. Did I mention he's better too? So he's fitter, he's bigger, and he's better. And this is going to prove formidable for Andre today.
Darren Cahill, Agassi's coach, you saw applaud that point.
That's what Andre wants to do, more than he's been able to do so far in the first couple of games. Take control of the point early. Maintain it. That kind of serving will help him.
First serve percentage in the 2 games, only 38%. He's going to have to hike that.
More good serving.
To me, critical if this is going to be a tight match for Ferrero to pull out this first set. He wants the confidence, the belief he can do it, and physically, he's had a couple tough matches 2 days in a row. Needs that adrenaline pump.
Absolutely a perfect Saturday for tennis. Welcome back to Flushing Meadows. Juan Carlos Ferrero serving at 2-1 opening set. Women's championship tonight. Kleisters against Anna Arden, 2 Belgians. Well, we have an exclusive here on CBS out on a new return technique by Andy Roddick.
I like it.
It's out of here. Getting ready.
He looked real tense before his match.
Oh. That one fouled off. It counts 0-1.
interesting because you can see at times Roddick still gets a little homer happy out there. You can tell he still wants to just crush every ball, and he's learned how to temper that. Made great use of his gifts.
Just long. 15-30. They've met 3 other times, and Ferrero has the edge 2-1. They've split their 2 matches on hard court. Ferrero winning in the last meeting, went to a 3rd set tiebreak.
That was in China. It was on a hard court surface, an indoor surface. Amazing when you watch Ferrero play. He spins and he twirls his racket between shots.
Great, amazing hands and feet this guy's got.
Which is very unusual. You think that would throw him off, but it's become second nature. And that's what's helped him improve on this surface, his ability to win points with the first serve. He's got enough speed, but look at the placement. Smack on the line at 115. That will get the job done.
He had 21 aces yesterday. Very underreported part of his game.
That's got to be the best count of his career.
Hold, and Ferrero leads 3-1. CBS.
You're not Italian, are you?
No, I really don't. I've got a lot of
Enberg? I don't think so. No.
Lots of finish
Joey
in me.
Pants.
There's a case of where Agassi could have come in but chose to make Ferrero work. Let's get him on the run. He'd try to wear him down. Ferrero would have nothing of it. Just went for a winner, a prayer. See if that will pay dividends for him as this match moves along.
This is the 18th consecutive U.S. Open for Andre Agassi. And from the time he first started playing here as a teenager, they always gave him the show courts, and for good reason. But this is the very first time Ferrero's been on Ash Stadium this whole tournament. And he likes the big occasion. He doesn't mind that so many of the fans will be pulling for Andre Agassi.
He chatted about that yesterday. He said, when I'm on my home surface, they'll be cheering for me. I understand all of that. Block it out.
Things would be so different if Andre Agassi had served in his first game like this. He wouldn't be down a break. But now he certainly understands what has to happen out here. How well Ferrero's playing.
Super Saturday continues after this message and a word from your local station. National Tennis Center. What a magnificent sight on this perfect day. In semifinals, and Ferrero serves with the lead 3-2.
15.
A lot of clay court players have realized that they work hard on their serve, give them a better chance on another surface, which is that ability to win some free points so big for them. another advantage of the power and technology of these rackets.
30 love.
You mentioned, Mary, that it's the 18th U.S. Open for Agassi. The other 7 quarterfinalists together, it added up to 35. So if you want to value experience and give that a weight, then just put a number 1 on the back of Agassi.
Maybe even an S for a Superman.
40 love.
That's a resilient body as well to be able to play time after time. I mean, 18 U.S. Opens in a row, and he's often been there at the end.
In fact, he has 201 Grand Slam match wins. If he wins today and tomorrow, he'll tie Pete Sampras for number 3 all time. That's the second double fault, but it comes at a good time for Ferrero, if there is such a thing, at 40 love. And he follows it up with a service winner and leads 4-2. Whenever the Goodyear blimp is flying above a stadium, you know it's a major event. Overhead today, providing these aerial views, the Spirit of Goodyear, one of 3 airships in the Goodyear blimp fleet. Most Grand Slam match wins. Jimmy Connors, 11 more than Lendl, and Sampras in 3rd place, 2 ahead of Agassi in the Open era.
I hear Jimmy's coming to town.
Yes, that's exciting, isn't it? It's not been around much.
In '91, when Jimmy Connors had his remarkable semifinal run here, I talked to him in the course of it, and he said, you know, how much does it mean to you to be playing this kind of tennis, and what do you wish you had? And he said, 10 years. Give me back 10 years. And that's exactly what Agassi is giving away in this match.
30-15.
Jimmy there was 39 years of age. Just giving you an idea of the magnificent run he had in '91. Agassi a mere 33.
A pup. But because Sampras and Chang both announced their retirement formally during the course of this 2 weeks of the championship, that's a natural question. The media directing at Agassi, how about retirement for you? We'll share his response. Get a break. That's some heavy-duty slugging.
These guys aren't holding back. At the end of a long, tough point, Ferrero looked for that angle. You see Andre Agassi. He stands his ground there on the baseline. Connors and Chris Evert, by the way, were named the greatest players here at the U.S. Open in the Open era. There's a ceremony before the men's final, celebrating their incredible achievements.
Bill Tilden and Helen Wills Moody in the early years, and then
the Rocket, Rod Laver, Billie Jean
King in the middle ground. So 6 will go into that Hall of Champions here at the Open.
Just think, Jimmy Connors won this tournament on 3 different surfaces.
Only one to do that.
He beat a guy by the name of Borg on clay. 76 as far as says. You see the crowd here is sensing that this guy Ferrero has come to play.
Well, this is the first deuce. So they know how important it is for Andre to hold on.
And the net court still had fire on it when it landed in Agassi's end.
Andre hasn't had a break point chance yet, and Ferrero's now going for his second break of the first set.
You see, that's not that far away from Andre. He didn't move over to get ready for that shot. He's about to go down perhaps a second break here.
And does. Juan Carlos Ferrero will serve for the opening set when we return.
Ferrero leads.
Welcome back in this large crowd at the National Tennis Center at Arthur Ashe Stadium, stunned by the effective work of Juan Carlos Ferrero. Only 3 unforced errors, dominating Andre Agassi in this opening set. Up a double break, 5-2 for the set. He serves. Gil Reyes, a physical trainer for Andre Agassi, close friend for so many years, and of course wife Steffi Graf peering over the shoulders. She doesn't want to be part of the whole scene. This is her husband's time. His father Eduardo of Juan Carlos, his coach next to him, Antonio Martinez.
Juan Carlos Ferrero is one of those players who has stuck with his childhood coach. Ferrero still lives in the town where Antonio's small tennis academy sits, about 20 miles away from his hometown of Oteniente.
For Agassi to get to 30 all on the serve of Ferrero is a modest accomplishment.
Juan Carlos Ferrero has incredible composure on the court. He's a tough young man. His mom passed away when he was young, like Justine Henin, who's also tough as nails. We saw that last night.
Caught the line on his serve. Agassi takes a look, but chair umpire Jerry Armstrong concurs, and we have our first set point.
It's by far the best tennis I've ever seen from Ferrero on this surface. That is not going to work.
Ferrero's furious at himself that this set up so badly for Agassi on his set point.
That shot wouldn't have worked on any surface. Don't forget, he's still up 2 breaks of serve here. 5-2.
And a second set point.
Advantage Ferrero.
And the best returner in the world still hasn't had a break point against his serve. He's taking great care with it.
Ferrero's 5th trip to New York for the Open. Made it to the 4th round in 2000. That was his previous best. First time to the semifinals.
Let's second service.
Wow. Break point Agassi. His first chance.
Advantage Agassi.
There you go.
Needs another break, but that stirs the crowd.
Now that drop shot's really going to upset Ferrero. It was set point. So Agassi says, hold on a second. I still think I can win this first set. He's got that short, compact swing. And uses Ferrero's pace to get the first break of the match for Agassi.
48% yet on his first serves.
Forehand starting to get away from Ferrero.
First serve percentage down to 46% for Andre. He's won 73% of those first serve points, so the message is obvious. He's got to be sharper on that first ball. Way off.
Agassi hits the flatter ball of the two, and Ferrero's starting to struggle with that on the forehand. Andre's starting to zero in there.
Swashbuckling good looks, this young man from Spain. And to the forehand again, and Agassi looking for a 5-4 game. +1 is Agassi, and Ferrero +1, winners to errors.
6 points in a row.
7. Welcome back. It's the 123rd U.S. Men's Championship. One of the oldest big sporting events in this country's history. And here's Juan Carlos Ferrero still up that break, trying to serve for the set. Second chance. Well, that's remindful of last night, isn't it? Jennifer Capriati served for the match at 5-3 in the second and the third sets. Couldn't hold off Justine and Arden. Men's final tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock in the West, and then 60 minutes to follow. Good to see Mike Wallace back in a familiar place. He loves this game with his wife Mary. Agassi picking on the Ferrero forehand, and now has a love 30 chance.
Isn't that something? From set point down, Juan Carlos with that one careless drop shot attempt on set point. And look what's happened since.
Next, second service.
Correct call, just long. He certainly needed to break that run.
The 9 straight points by Agassi finally snapped. Still 2 points from leveling this opening set at 5-all. And now Ferrero's first serve percentage has dropped to 50. And a double fault gives Agassi 2 breakers. Well, Ferrero knew there was no doubt for whom the crowd would be cheering today. And fires the second ace. Another chance for 5-all for Agassi.
Second serve from Ferrero. Placement excellent. There's some nasty spin on this. You can see Agassi scrambling just to get back in the court. Ferrero smartly goes behind him. Never thought I'd say this. I've watched Ferrero for a number of years, but serving himself out of trouble.
And now has his 3rd set point.
He's worked hard on that serve, and it's paying off right now. This game.
Ferrero digs out a 15-40 and has earned the opening set 6-4. 38 minutes. Very impressive first set for Juan Carlos Ferrero. Double break lead and then recovers from 15-40 down. Rocket Rod Laver, the redhead from Australia. He'll be one of the inductees, 6 charter class Court of Champions. Double Grand Slam author.
My idol growing up, along with millions of others, I presume. Unbelievable. Twice he won the Grand Slam.
This 5 years when he turned professional. How many other slams might he have won?
Probably at least 10 more.
15.
Neither man serving that well, John.
But Ferrero came out strong and full of confidence and hitting the ball clean. Took it to Andre Agassi. That's easier said than done. And then when it looked like it could slip away, he came up with some big serves. Holding on to his leg. Let's hope he didn't pull something. It's just an itch.
Just a little off on that first serve so far for Agassi.
He didn't play 2 days in a row, but he did play yesterday. It was a lot of running for 2 hours. His legs look a little heavy so far for Andre. Recovery tougher as you move on in age, as we all well know.
3 straight days if he's to go to the finals for Agassi. 4 in a row for Ferrero. And there's the double fault. And the young Spaniard a chance to break in the first game again of the set. That's what kick-started his success in the opening set, 6-4. Oh my, stays in. But Ferrero picks on it, and Juan Carlos Ferrero jumps out to a break lead in the second. Finished last Sunday, did Agassi, and last Saturday Agassi was the one behind last weekend.
Right, and he was complaining because he was going to have to play catch up, and then he was the one that benefited the most from all the rain. But nonetheless, at 33, it's far more difficult to recover two and then a third day in a row than it would be for these guys like Ferrero, who's 23, Andy's 21, and now Bandian, who's also 21.
Ferrero likes to play a lot of tennis.
Then he should be feeling real happy right now.
He doesn't like playing against the guys who can serve him off the court. He likes these battles. Right now he's dictating the play, which is just what Agassi had in mind when he stepped out on this court.
15 love.
Ferrero's just been snappier. He's been quicker to the shots. He's been going for he's certainly been serving better. And except for when he got tight in that first set. He's just competing beautifully.
I think at some point, we hope sooner than later, Andre will get that second win, that next gear, which he hasn't gotten yet, like he did with Sampras
I was thinking the
last
same
year in
thing,
the final.
Yeah. The first two sets against Sampras, he looked heavy-legged, and then he awakened that third set.
14 love.
So if it went late in the match, he would start get going. And Ferrero, who's played two tough matches 2 days in a row, then he'd start to feel the effects. But right now, he's just dominating Agassi. Yeah, that's a late overrule, but a correct one.
Jerry Armstrong rules it out, and a love game for Ferrero. 2-love lead. The DuPont Macam clearly out. These beautiful aerial views courtesy of the Ohio-based blimp Spirit of Goodyear. Goodyear blimps travel thousands of miles a year, covering hundreds of major sports, entertainment, and community events. Agassi trying to hold serve. He's been broken 3 of his 6 service games. Second ace.
So far, the numbers mediocre, obviously, for Agassi. This is the hope to turn things around. This is his best serving game in the match.
He, in turn, holds it love. Ferrero up a set, up a break. We'll return after a word from your local station. Juan Carlos, the King of Spain. This young man trying to become the King of New York, the U.S. Open champion. He's the number 3 seed. That's not a surprise, his success to those who have followed him this year.
He's made it very clear in what he says and in how he plays that he does not want to be thought of as just a clay court champion. Juan Carlos Ferrero. He's been talking about winning the U.S. Open ever since he won the French Open. And remember how big a deal it was when Boris Becker, who won 3 Wimbledons, won this one, proved that he was not just a grass court champion.
Well, Boris Becker was a naturally attacking player with one of the biggest serves in the history of the sport, an excellent volleyer. So for Ferrero to be able to pull this off would be quite an accomplishment. Considering he's only 6 feet, slight frame. Certainly, as you can see here, prefers the baseline.
He actually grew up playing on hard courts in Spain. It sounds incongruous to what the country normally produces.
Yeah, his public school in that area had hard courts.
He practiced some as he grew up with a guy by the name of Safin. Where are you, Marat Safin? Missed most of the year with injury. We'd like to see him back on the circuit.
Can you hum that? Where are you?
Now Bandian, another guy who surprisingly grew up playing on hard courts. That's what Agassi does so well. Steps inside the baseline, cuts the ball off nice and early. See, Ferrero expected that forehand to go up the line and surprised him with the winner. Looking to work his way back here in the second set. Very self-assured is Ferrero out there.
It's pretty good hard court tennis. That's what Andre Agassi does to people.
So ready to rifle that forehand. And it clipped the line for his fourth ace and a 3. Now Bandian asking us to use his Spanish pronunciation. David, 13th seed, the longest shot left of the final 4.
Well, he certainly deserves that after what he's accomplished here this tournament. He beat Philippoussis, who got to the Wimbledon final. That was an excellent match. He beat Federer, the Wimbledon champion, who he's dominating his career. And then he beat a big crowd favorite, one of my favorites, Eunice Elinawi, in a tough 4-setter yesterday.
Well, you left out the biggest of all, a 5-set win over the Finland's number 1, Jarkko Nieminen.
Well, I apologize because he's the lefty. He's also a favorite of mine.
Right into the sun. And winning the first set 58-2. When dropping the opening set, he's 9-13, and he's lost that first set to Ferrero to start today's semi. Third double. I suppose there aren't too many players, even the best, that are going to have a winning record losing the first set of a match, especially 2 or 3. Just did catch the baseline.
That was actually called out.
Juan Carlos Ferrero building on that first set capture. Up a break here in the second against Andre Agassi. Serving at 3-2. Super Saturday semifinals. You see Agassi and Ferrero to meet the winner of the Roddick Nalbandian match that will follow, and then tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, the 2003 championship final.
Two errors on the backhand side from Ferrero are giving the crowd a reason to get pumped up here again. Agassi has taken the hat off. It's worked so far.
Walter Cronkite and his wife Betsy, you just look at the man, you can hear the voice and say, The power of credibility.
And that's the way it was.
Two chances for Agassi to pull even here in the second.
15-14. Next,
Ferrero
first set.
faced 15-40 in the final game of the opening set, and with some big serving pulled out of it to win the set.
That was on the other side. The sun is making life difficult for the server over there.
Oh.
Nice hustle from both players. And Andre was lucky to get this back. He gets right here. Ferrero had to move over there in a hurry to win that point.
Another chance for 3-all for Agassi. And there it is. Agassi not going to the umpire, but just to change equipment here at 3-all in the second. Seeing more and more of this, aren't we, John?
It was something that was started by Ivan Lendl many years ago. Deciding to just break out a new racket each and every time there was a ball change. And it's quite a few players, Andre included. That's why you see Jay Schwad, who's the stringer here, him and his group in the front row at the Agassi camp. He's a happy man. Thousands of string jobs a year for Agassi.
Duly employed. Agassi records his third ace.
There's Jay, custom Jay string. You see a lot of the players pull that wrapper off the racket, and he's moving up. He's got a great hairdo too. I'm envious.
That's not gut, is it?
Synthetic.
I'm just jealous, that's it.
30-15.
4 double faults. Important to hold here for Agassi after breaking. A little different body language after Ferrero was broken at 3-2.
He's in his day serving so far, that's for sure.
That's 5 double faults. Only 3 aces in the match.
And those legs are rearing. It's tough to use that power that you need to get a little extra with the legs. It's just not getting it done so far.
So from 30 love up, Ferrero now with a chance to break back. Enthusiastic audience here. Biggest show court in tennis. one almost fell back, clipped the net, stayed in. Ferrero opportunistic, 3 for 3 on breakers. And 4 for 4. So he's back in front. 4-3 in the second. We'll celebrate a new U.S. Women's Open champion. And my old buddy baseball Don Drysdale used to say, just killed him. He'd say, give me a run, get me even. I got to hold you off the next inning. I'm on the mound. Agassi unable to do that after the break.
The problem in tennis, you can't get that, what they call in baseball, the chin music.
Yeah.
Don was pretty good at, apparently.
He'd keep you loose.
Yeah, put it mildly.
Yeah, he started. And the batter would dig in too much. He said, just keep digging. Once you make it real deep, I'll plant you in there.
Roddick sure went after.
Roddick could have a chance, at least. Maybe he would.
Roddick sure went after Sheng Shulkin yesterday, serving right into his body.
That ball drops in the court. Agassi discouraged after a run that leveled the second set, only to drop serve right away.
6 straight points now for Ferrero. And Agassi had a 30-love lead at 3-all. Agassi trying to break the #1 seed jinx. In 35 years, #1 has won this championship only 8 times. Last #1 to be victorious was Sampras. That was 7 years ago.
That ball goes long and Ferrero, and he's suddenly back to 30-all.
Loneliest number sometimes, #1. Sampras
It's a good song.
defeated in 7, 8, and 9 with Drew. Agassi the second round. Kierton knocked out.
That's another thing Ferrero does better, particularly on this surface, is take it early, move forward, and make life easier for himself.
2 more winners than Agassi.
That's a great shot from Ferrero. No wonder he's pumped up right now. This is superb effort from him so far.
Reminder tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Kim Clijsters, the #1 player in the world, against #2 Justine Anna Arden. 2 women from the small country of Belgium to play for the United States title.
Ferrero is certainly taking the crowd out of the match right now. Second set slipping away from Agassi.
He just has been, as you mentioned, clean is the word. He just clean, sharp, and he has matched Agassi's ground power.
The first point he came out, he meant business.
Crowd trying to help Agassi. Ferrero 2 points away from a 2-set lead. Think he can't move? Looked as if Agassi had that point won 3 times.
That's what he thought he had, but he has to keep working out there. It's that mentality he's talked about, the blue collar, bring the lunch and bucket with you. He's going to have to do that now. He's going to have to dig deep.
See Agassi wearing the hat at that end. He needed that. Overhead was right into the sun.
His big problem, though, is that Juan Carlos Ferrero plays the exact same way.
That's first.
And he's playing better. He's playing younger.
Set point for Ferrero.
Andre, not a lot on that second serve. And you see where Ferrero, he just didn't do that even a year ago. He stands in closer and finds the angle. It's set point for him. Tighten up trying to finish off the first set. He certainly would have liked that forehand back.
Another chance for a 2-set lead. For this enthusiastic audience, 2-set lead for Ferrero would be like a punch in the stomach. Another second ball. Two chances denied. Agassi again for the match, serving only 46%.
That's first.
No easy points, or very few, against Ferrero off his serve. He sets it up with that one. Big difference.
Can't give a guy like Ferrero time to line up a passing shot. Then he's lethal. And this is, he guessed right, because Agassi could have put that previous shot away, but once he had to hit that half volley, gave Juan Carlos time to find the opening.
Set point number 3. That just caught the mark. Barely tickled the line.
As you can see, it's spinning away from Ferrero. That's what Agassi wants. Nice, easy put away. He's working a lot harder than he wanted to out here.
Able to swing that one wide for another game point. 4 aces for Agassi and Ferrero.
Missed that. Ferrero guessed right again. Agassi had committed to this shot. How rarely would you see Agassi miss a ball like that?
But it's Ferrero's speed that's such a weapon. Even Andre Agassi is taking his eye off the ball a little bit. When you're as fast as this guy, you put so much pressure on your opponent because your opponent's targets become that much smaller.
Fans a little premature in cheering Agassi's forehand, and Ferrero gives them a wry smile. Don't you too soon.
And Agassi did well to hit that shot to the open court. And better than could even hope. Still Ferrero ran it down. It's turned into quite a game here. That's where that upper body strength pays off for Agassi. Strong enough to hit a ball above his shoulders and hit it with authority.
5th game point for Agassi. Against 3 set points for his opponent. Seven deuces. Longest game of the match and a critical one. Ferrero looking at a shot at a 2-set lead, and Agassi hanging on.
He just went for it there.
Second serve ace, his 5th.
Just took a risk and it paid off. 114 miles per hour. That's by far the hardest second serve he's hit today. He's always been a gambler living in Vegas. That one pays off.
Eighth deuce, says Ferrero denies with a big forehand return. That second serve, he has really leveled off on that second ball.
Thank you very much. Boy, did he hit that.
And another second.
This is right on top of the ball.
So quick to pounce on that short ball, and another set point is 4th.
You see that deep return, but he's ready to move right in. Look where he hits this shot from. Forces Agassi to guess.
Oh my, double fault and one. Carlos Ferrero has a 2-set lead in the men's semifinals. 6-4, 6-3.
This year, the USTA is proud to launch a new tradition, the U.S. Open.
We've talked many a year about Andre Agassi's ability to break serve, his return to serve. How about Juan Carlos Ferrero? He's broken Agassi 5 times. He has a 2-set lead, 1 set away from the men's final. And should he beat Agassi, he will be #1 regardless of what happens tomorrow. He'll be #1 in the world for the first time. First Spaniard in 5 years since Carlos Moya was on top of the world.
sin for Agassi. Carlos Moya's achievement, obviously a fantastic one, but that occurred earlier in the year. Ferrero here at the U.S. Open to take over, it would be truly phenomenal for the young Spaniard.
So how about Marion John? Do you change your strategy down 2 sets to this young opponent?
Oh, he's got it first and foremost. I guess he's got to hold serve. His serving has been dismal. 47% on the match. So, and by comparison, you know, Juan Carlos Ferrero's serves and service games have gone a lot like that.
It's the fresher legs. He just his legs look heavy, and that just really affects you on your serve. Just got to hope like a jump start. Ferrero tightens up. And the crowd will, the adrenaline will kick in. The crowd will help him.
Well, Agassi has rallied from 2 sets down, the most recent of 5 in his career this year at the French. To Einchich. Agassi typically gets him moving, Ferrero, and so many opponents finally make the error on the run, but not Ferrero. He moves so effortlessly. We asked him, did you ever run track, sprint or quarter mile in high school? He laughed. No, I don't like to run.
Boy, it sure looks like he does. Finally, he misses one.
Deuce.
Showing a lot of maturity here. Takes his time. At deuce in the opening game of the 3rd set. And he thought it out well, didn't he? Fires his 5th ace.
It's not a factor on that side. Well, you have to alter that ball toss a little bit.
5 double faults now to match his 5 aces.
But that wasn't that great a drop shot. And Agassi gave up on it. Take a look here. I mean, this is not one of his best shots. Where that bounced just before the service line. And Andre didn't even go for it.
And Ferrero holds up 2 sets. The retirement word flying around the Flushing Meadows, and obviously Andre Agassi. How about you?
It is possible. Sure, it's possible. It's my last Open. I'm aware of that every time I'm on the tennis court these days. But with that being said, you know, I'm more than happy to take a bet that I'll be back here next year. So it's for me, it's about trying to get better right now. And there's a lot of talk with, you know, Chang and Pete retiring this week, and I hear the word retirement a lot. But I prefer to stay in the present. I mean, right now I feel like I'm playing some pretty good tennis and looking to get better.
And right now, Andre Agassi is ranked #1 in the world. How often does the #1 ranked player in any sport retire?
That catches the line. 2 more balls from Ferrero.
But Ferrero is a set away from becoming the world's #1 player, and this is from a guy who very nearly quit playing tennis 7 years ago. When he was 14 years old, Juan Carlos Ferrero moved to his coach's town to train with him, and he could only go home on the weekends, and he knew his mother was sick with cancer. He'd come back from the weekends, his coach said, and he would just be devastated. His mom died 2 years later when he was 16. And he thought hard about quitting this game because he was in such a bad way. Instead, he decided to dedicate himself and his tennis to his mom because she loved watching him play so much. And she always told him to play with dignity out there, to play with elegance, which is why he's not too emotive on the court. She didn't like players who were like that. He certainly is a classy fellow out there, isn't he?
He is indeed.
A lot of elegance in the way he plays and the way he goes about this sport.
Agassi comes up with some big serves when he really needed it. And love 30 down.
40-30.
He's going to have to pick it up right now.
First serves to help. 1-all in the third. One of America's most recognized images, the airship Spirit of Goodyear is floating overhead, providing the aerial views from the blue today. Goodyear blimp has been a familiar sight in the American sky since back in 1925. Thank you for those great pictures again. Change of strategy there. Bring him in.
Well, they talked about the variety that Andre has in the opening. And that's what he's going to need to bring to the table here. The drop shot, and this is even better.
Six aces for Ferrero. Great placement.
Unbelievable. Standing out. It's one thing to hit that shot, but then to follow it up. Get back in the point. That'll electrify the crowd. Get some fans on your side.
Boy, a flat-out sprint back to the baseline to deliver that between the leg shot. He hit one of those for a winner earlier in the championship. Not any hot dog on that. That was just all he could do. Might have taken something out of him, though. And then just immediately turning and anticipating where Agassi might be going. Coach and father approve.
He just tossing a double the next point. You certainly don't want to lose a game after hitting a shot like that. He's down break point.
How critical is this point for Agassi? Really have to admire how well he prepares. He waits for Agassi's move and then just finds the open court at ease.
Advantage Ferrero.
You have to admire how at ease he is out there. As Mary pointed out, he hasn't played on Arthur Ashe Stadium in this tournament. And he's loving this occasion.
Hey, he had fun with that shot, that big point, didn't he? Played to the audience.
He's sure playing as though he wants to play here again tomorrow.
That catches the line. Agassi's always been a master at that shot, a half volley close to the baseline. That is very difficult to pull off.
Advantage Ferrero.
Ferrero again, 110 miles an hour, but finding a tough spot in a corner.
That's second service. Deuce.
Ferrero's backhand a little bit too careful there. Agassi jumped on it for the winner.
And there's some hope in the Agassi camp. Ferrero comes up with a big serve. That's his 7th ace. Another point for 2-1 on serve here in the 3rd, but Ferrero a big 2-set advantage.
Game Ferrero.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Andre Agassi, every service game so important, down 2 sets, has to hold. Number 1 seed in a deep hole against Juan and Carlos Ferrero. There we saw that spectacular shot by Ferrero between the legs. Here he is against Juan Ignacio Chela, and this one just a clean winner. Oh, he's had some practice. As far as our count can go, he's too low. Aces for Agassi.
Yes, his serve is significantly better so far here in the 3rd set. Finally seems to be finding his rhythm. Very close there. Just missed.
Such emphatic replies time and again from Juan Carlos Ferrero. Not only is he serving beautifully, but he's returning With so much authority. That's what Agassi needs.
9 aces for Agassi, 2 all in the third. For tournament match updates, you can go to CBSSportsline.com or on America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline, then click on Scores at a Glance. Presented by American Express, the official card of the U.S. Open.
Agassi needs tamer, quieter service games of his own so he can try to do something against this.
15.
Agassi under 50%, as you could see, first serve, first and second set, much better here in the third. Ferrero also has upped his first serve percentage in the third set.
Agassi's been broken 5 times.
Seven double faults from Ferrero's end. Boy, 115 miles an hour, seemed even faster.
Because the placement is so effective. Agassi's totally outstretched. That's why you think it's coming in so much harder.
Ferrero, 2-set lead on serve in the third.
3-2. That's it.
Australian Open winner Andre Agassi, French Open champion Juan Carlos Ferrero. Agassi serving 2-3 in the third. Little room for error. And Ferrero up in a 9.
The quickness we know about, but the anticipation has been fabulous for Ferrero. Again, he guesses right.
And delivers.
Just clipped the back of the line.
Patricia Bonilla, lady friend of Juan Carlos Ferrero. That delicate drop shot just did make the line.
It's because he's got Ferrero off the court. It's the end of a long, tough point. He's there in time, but mishits the forehand up the line.
So many good replies from Ferrero's end.
Not good footwork from Agassi there. Sluggish.
It's interesting, John, you and I were at the Australian Open this year, which Andre Agassi won in that incredible Australian summer heat, and he looked so fresh out there, so young. I think that's the best tennis I ever saw him.
Caught both lines for that ace to swipe away a breaker that would have all but set up Ferrero for the match.
He just continues to put on the pressure for him. But at the French Open, Andre Agassi, certainly a favorite there. Lost in the quarters to Corey and looked a lot older. At Wimbledon, Agassi lost to Philippoussis in the 4th round in 5 grueling sets. And by then he'd turned 33 years old. Is he fresh enough to really win this one? At the beginning of the year, I would have said yes. After watching him win the Australian.
Chance for 3-all and the double fault back to deuce.
Well, that's discouraging after hitting 2 aces to get himself out of trouble. Tosses in the double. And
still #1 credentials.
Ferrero's looking for his second title too. And his first shot at the #1 world ranking.
he's got more pop to the serve. It's helped him hang in here. That's in.
Third deuce of this game.
It's a part of his game that has got to really improved on in Ferrero. And that's hoping that ball goes out, because that ball was right near him. He could have taken a swing at it. Because he just hit that half volley shot off the baseline so well. Ferrero's talking to himself because he knows what an incredible chance this is for him to perhaps finish this off in 3 sets.
Game point for Agassi.
Ferrero saw him coming in, just blocked the return back. Agassi's not moving well enough right now to track that down.
Well, it says something about how short Agassi wants the points, that he wanted to serve in volley there. Again, a spectator in his own match.
Second break point denied.
Almost unheard of to see Ferrero as angry as that. He almost threw that racket in the ground because this was his chance. For him, an easy ball.
He's had 21 forehand winners, Ferrero, against 10 from Agassi. And he just knows that this is the break that will secure him a 3-set win. And Agassi knows that too.
Because he had missed the previous return, he got a little tentative here. Agassi able to jump on it, find the angle, winner.
A desperate hold by Andre Agassi denies 2 breakers here on CBS. Oh, Ferrero, the mosquito, very close to a lethal sting in that last game, but now at 3-all.
15.
Just missed.
I'd like to see the Mac cam on that. Very, very close.
Here's the DuPont Mac cam.
I mean, the Mac cam can't tell.
I don't know whether he's just being diplomatic, but Juan Carlos, when asked favorite players growing up, they were all Americans. Agassi, one of them. Ooh, fell back on Ferrero's side. Mentioned Agassi and Sampras and Jim Courier as those that he admired most as a young player. He stares at the #1 player in the world, and with the confidence of a 2-set lead. 3-all, 30-all. Chance for Agassi to take the lead. Is motivation. Agassi finally in front. And we'll be back with more from the Open in a moment. But first, time for a Mass Mutual great performance. When John McEnroe was a ball boy at the U.S. Open, even he couldn't have predicted that at age 20 he'd return 1979 to beat his local buddy Vitas Gerulaitis for the first of his 4 U.S. Open titles. Johnny Mac's Hall of Fame tennis career always featured plenty of surprises, controversy, and championship moments. This great performance brought to you by Mass Mutual Financial Group. You can't predict, you can prepare. Andre Agassi has given this crowd cause to cheer, as with a break of Ferrero has a 4-3 lead on the serve in the 3rd set, down 2 sets.
Ferrero's going to really try to get back in this set because he's played a couple long, tough matches. He's going to start feel the weariness. Agassi has not really even kicked in here. Just starting to find his legs.
And Ferrero would be only human to reflect back on those 2 chances to break Agassi at 2-3. Agassi has been generous. 8 doubles.
Well, obviously Juan Carlos normally very subdued out there and in control, and he almost lost it a couple times because he knew how big that was to break. He looks more relaxed out there too. His backhand.
Yeah, look at that. The Bryan twins be the U.S. Davis Cup doubles team. 6-3, 6-love over Knowles and Nestor, the #3 seed. So the Bryans are in the men's doubles final.
Far better serving from Agassi this set as well has helped him. Remember those 2 aces got him at a break point last time he served.
First serve up to 61% this 3rd set. Well, for the first time this afternoon, Juan Carlos Ferrero, a little pressure on him to stay in this 3rd set. He's at 3-5 on his serve.
He's disheartened for the first time. So close to the end. Now he has to regroup here. Got to be careful he doesn't dump serve here in a hurry.
Statistics very close. More unforced errors from Agassi's end.
That's long. Quick turnaround now. 2 points from the third set is Agassi.
And with a break here, could open the fourth on his serve. Fans looking for any chance to react to Ferrero negatively. Nothing wrong with that one.
Juan should certainly make a concerted effort to try to pull this game out. So we have an excellent chance to break on that side of the court where Agassi is. Again, serving's getting Ferrero out of trouble here.
He doesn't miss the open court. That's been a microcosm, that point of the entire match. Sees Agassi, sees the court, and plants an easy winner. Plus 10 for him. Well, that looked long, didn't it? Set point, Andre Agassi. Nearly 2 hours into this match. The first time those words have been uttered. The old man is still in it. During the changeover, the frustration boiling out of Juan Carlos Ferrero, thinking back to that 2-3 Agassi service game when he had 2 break points. He had 5 deuces in that game, had his chances, but Agassi able to fight through it and then break Ferrero each of his last 2 games and take the third set. So Agassi with the privilege of opening the fourth on serve.
That ball smacked right on the line. Ferrero should take a look at the scoreboard, make him feel better. He's still up 2 sets to 1.
Fans hoping the capture of that third set would energize Agassi, but he falls behind quickly.
Certainly energizing, but that's a tough side to serve for the righty right now. Looking right into the sun. Ferrero misses a gimme for him there. That could have given him 3 break points. We'll see if that forehand cost him the game here.
Good jammer from Agassi.
Juan Carlos Ferrero is walking around as though he still hasn't recovered from his chances to end this in 3 straight. He's got to shake off the effects of that last set.
Leaning the wrong way, and Agassi goes up the middle for 11th ace.
Thursday he played Todd Martin. That was a 5-setter. Friday he played a pretty tough match, physical match against Hewitt, which is a 4-setter. It's going to start to catch up to him.
Blue skies over Flushing Meadows, Queens, New York, just a few miles across the East River from downtown Manhattan. First semifinal on this Super Saturday, and Ferrero leading 2 sets to 1. Serving at love 1. Ferrero told us he loves cars. He owns 3 of them, and we asked if he likes to drive fast, and he smiled. He said yes, of course. And he was really exceeding the speed limit those first 2 sets. It looked like he was going to leave Agassi in his dust. Eight doubles.
And Ferrero lost his way a little bit, and Andre Agassi's experience really showed. As Agassi says himself, not too many guys my age get to use their experience. They're already gone from the game, or at least from the highest ends of the game.
And you heard that comment. September 23rd, only on CBS. The comment that Andre Agassi made in regard to his retirement, and what jumped out was, I'm still trying to get better.
Yeah.
And I think that's really sincere. He believes that as long as he can improve, he wants to hang around, and he sincerely believes he can get better.
This is the first ball I've seen in the match where Ferrero didn't try to run it down.
That's a dozen now for Agassi.
So now it's Andre Agassi dictating the quick pace. He got hustled out of that first set, I heard. Second as well.
Boy. And he's painting the lines. A love hold. 2-1 in the fourth. Welcome back. That's ATP trainer Doug Spreen working on the left thigh of Juan Carlos Ferrero. And we have not had a match in the last 3 or 4 days here at the National Tennis Center where we haven't seen a trainer applying care to someone.
We saw him referring to some kind of bandaging back in the first set. So it looks as though he's just getting retaped. But this could help explain why he didn't look to be moving too well in that last game.
Agassi's increased the tempo. His level of play has gotten considerably better. He's serving with authority. He's really, to his credit, like he did last year against Pete in the finals, gotten himself back in this match.
Let's go down to Pam Shriver.
Doug, first off, you've been very busy the last couple of days, and with all the compressed play, what kind of visit was that for you with Juan Carlos?
That was just to recirculate some tape that had just gotten wet with him sweating. No issues at all, just the tape was starting to slip a little bit.
And Andre didn't call you over anything smooth on that side?
No, he didn't say anything, so well, I think everything's fine.
Thanks, Doug. Dick?
Thank you, Pam. Not quite good enough for Agassi on that drop shot. Ferrero easily puts it away.
When you look at him at the end of this point, he's berating himself, saying, get back into this mentally. You're still in a winning position. I remember calling the match, Mary, that really turned around Agassi's career when he came back from 2 sets in the finals of the French to beat Medvedev.
Oh, man.
Excuse me, it was 1999, I believe, wasn't it?
1999. Since then, he's been magnificent. He's improved as a player, which is why you can still take seriously when he sees he's trying to improve. And that made him one of only the 5 players that won all 4 slams winning that event. So he's said since everything else has been gravy for him. Look at, he's attacking Ferrero now, coming in on his serve, gets the call, caught the outside of the line. If I were Ferrero, I would not try to fool Agassi. When he sees Agassi standing in one place, make him run each and every point and shot. Hit the ball right back on Andre and lost the point. And guess what? Agassi's got break point again.
He's really loading up on those backhand swats. And a chance now for a 3-1 lead in the fourth for Agassi. Again, good placement at 93 miles an hour.
It's the placement and the kick, the spin that bounces away from Andre. Gets the job done.
First service. Advantage Ferrero.
And a point now for 2-all. It is. It's a Super Bowl year for in your area. Agassi stealing some momentum with that third set and then had a break in the last game, but Ferrero recovers. Agassi camp pretty solemn at the moment.
Ferrero having to cover obviously a lot of territory. He does not want to miss. It was arguably the easiest shot of all there. It's a good effort from Agassi. He's always had a tremendous overhand. Not only forehand, but backhand as well. Look up, stare in the sun, and still hit the winner.
Temperature mid-70s, closing in on 80, but low humidity. Doubles, and that gives Ferrero a mild chance here at 30-all. First serve percentage just barely around the 50% mark on the day. Both players under 60%. Agassi holds. CBS Sports coverage of the Open continues after this message and a word from your local station. Here to play for this coveted title. As we're in the fourth set, Agassi and Ferrero, the Spaniard leading 2-1 and serving 2-3. See each man holding 12 times, and
well, you expected to see breaks here, Dick, as well as these two return. They're not two of the biggest servers around, and that's what we've gotten.
Agassi would like to equal that column on the break side at 5 each. If you're just joining us, Juan Ferrero jumped out, broke Agassi in the very first game of the match, and went on to win 6-4 in the first. And then he broke him to start the second set. Took that 6-3 before Agassi, a couple of breaks back to back, won the third set. And they're on serve here in the fourth. Spain's #1 player, #3 in the world. With a victory today, Ferrero captures the top spot in the world rankings, regardless of what would happen tomorrow. And should Agassi rally from 2 sets down, and should Roddick prevail in his match, then tomorrow's not only would be for the U.S. title, but whoever would win tomorrow, if it's an All-America battle, would be the #1 player.
What happens at the U.S. Open every year is that big things get decided. On the men's side in particular this year, although Kim Clijsters is going for her first major against Justine Ardern later tonight, who's looking for her second. And the #1 ranking is up for grabs on the women's side this year as well. And that's why this is such an important major.
And when you get this deep into a championship, there are only so many chances, and Agassi has been quick to remind everyone of that. He seeks his 9th major title.
He's too quick for that. Ferrero slugged it out with Agassi from the baseline. Eventually he moves him into net. And Agassi, to his credit, tries to pull off that tough angle there, but Ferrero, he's just so fast around that court.
There's 3 break points, and just suddenly at 3-all here in the fourth, Ferrero in a big position to break, and only a couple games away from the finals. Agassi fights off 1 break point.
That's the thing, though. Upcoming is David Nalbandian against Andy Roddick. Roddick is the only one of the 4 semifinalists who's got such a huge weapon in that serve that he could play a lot of quick points. These guys have to grind each other down. So no matter who wins this match, they'll have spent themselves so much in the semis. Make the final that much tougher if it's against Roddick.
That's a fabulous shot.
That shot with character and need for Agassi to deny another break.
Ferrero had time to line that up. Look where Agassi is to be able to come up with that winner. 2 down, 1 to go. Ferrero's going to step into this return. tight there.
Plenty of fight from Agassi. Survived love 40 to deuce.
Anyone saw last night's match between Capriati and Hennen, you know it's not over till it's over. That's for sure.
Advantage Agassi.
Some 600,000 fans again this year to watch the action of the championships. U.S. Open. And this one has the potential to be a real thriller as Ferrero serves 3-4 in the fourth. Second semifinal on this Super Saturday features Andy Roddick with that incredible serve against David Nalbanian and Kleisters and Enna Arden tonight at 8 o'clock. Hope you'll join us for the Women's Championship. We'll have a new title holder tonight. Agassi doing his impersonation of Sheng Shalkin against Roddick yesterday.
Sheng had no hope yesterday. Agassi's feeling a lot better about life than he was about 45 minutes ago. He was down 2 sets. Look where Agassi hit that return when he was almost at the service line. He's got to cut it close to get it by Ferrero to beat him. That's why he went for such a big angle.
A couple of misses at the net by Agassi, but you know, trying something on Ferrero, trying to give him a thought or two, but Ferrero holds at love 4-all in the fourth. That first serve percentage, however, is going to haunt Agassi should he not survive.
Ferrero mishit that forehand and thought it was going to go long. Maybe Agassi did too. And he, to his dismay, watched it hit the line. He's picked it up, obviously. The serve as this match has progressed.
Remember the last service game, Agassi fell behind love 40 and was able to fight his way out of that triple break. Here's another chance for Ferrero. And another second serve.
Way long. Again faced at love 40. 3 break points. And this one really got away with it. Away from him. It's a bigger sweet spot on these rackets, Dick, but if you go off that, it can go a long way.
Yes, first service.
And Ferrero now 1 point away from serving for the match. of love, and Juan Carlos Ferrero will serve for the finals tomorrow. Welcome back to Hamburg. Barry Carrillo, John McEnroe. CBS Sports proudly presents this Super Saturday semifinal, and now Juan Carlos Ferrero takes the service line with a match on his racket and a chance to play tomorrow in the finals as the #1 world ranked player.
Floats long. It's normally a shot that Ferrero's lethal with, but not as easy to pull off when you're serving for your first U.S. Open final.
Interesting play on the first point as you're serving for it.
I'd say his heart rate has jumped about 30 beats since he broke, and it might have gone up a little more after finding himself down love 30 here.
Love 30.
Ferrero with 5 more chances than Agassi. 2 big opportunities for 5-all. Been successful with that serve wide in the deuce court. And another chance for Andre. Third time the charm.
Nerves and the footwork let Ferrero down there. That's too good. That time he got ready. Prepared well, and he was in excellent position. Plus, he had Agassi off the court. Toss drop way too low.
And the man with the royal name, Juan Carlos Ferrero, 1 point from the finals.
If he wins this, he'll look skyward. He offers up his greatest moments to his mom, Rosario, whom he lost 7 years ago.
Juan Carlos Ferrero in 4.
number 1. And he knows his mom is watching.
We said at the outset that he had to play a fantastic match, and credit Ferrero for doing just that. The best I've ever seen him play on this surface.
Surviving the test of playing 3 consecutive days because of the rain. Agassi with a quick wave and goodbye. His opportunity at a 9th Grand Slam and a 3rd U.S. Open dismissed by the 23-year-old legs of Juan Carlos Ferrero.
Followed by our second semifinal match featuring.
Let's go to Pam Shriver.
Juan Carlos Ferrero, an amazing display of hard-court tennis. You're also number 1 in the world come Monday. Talk about what this win means to you today.
It means, I work a lot for this number 1, and, I'm really happy to be a number 1. It's the first time, and I'm gonna work very hard to continue and to be a number 1.
This was your first match on this court in this tournament, your first semifinal of the U.S. Open. You're playing one of the greatest hard-court players of all time. Was this your best hard-court match ever?
I think yes, because I didn't play so good a couple of years in the U.S. Open so good, and this time I think I'm playing very good tennis on hard courts, and I hope to play at the same level in the final.
Do you even care who you play in the finals? Do you have a preference?
I think the crowd has a preference, no, Roddick, but for me, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna focus in my game, and that's it.
Congratulations, well done. Dick?
Well, thank you, Pam. Pretty savvy reply. He's not going to pick who he wants to play. He says, I know who the crowd wants, Andy Roddick. We'll see if the American will be able to fight off the challenge of David and Albanian. So Juan Carlos Ferrero has made this Saturday super for him. We'll see what else is ahead as CBS coverage of the U.S. Open continues after this message and a word from your local station.